Kia ora anō. Today we're going to talk about Maranga Mai. So Maranga Mai was the first book in the series that I ever printed and published and wrote, and it's about the sounds that the animals make. Initially, the book looked like this. So if you've got this book, it's still Maranga Mai, it's still exactly the same in the middle, but I'll use this one because this is the most recent book. So when I talk about this book with children, I'll talk about Maranga Mai and I'll just say that means wake up or get up. What do we think this is about? And I talk about where could this be happening, and usually they'll guess that it's on the farm. And so then I might go through and talk about the different animals, who's this and what sound do they make, and that's a cat and it says meow, and so all the way through. I wouldn't go past the rooster because the end is a little bit of a surprise. So I'll just then say this book is about the sounds the animals make and how we say that in Te Reo Māori. What does the cow say is hea ha te tangi a te ko. So in English we say what does the cow say, but in Te Reo Māori animals can't talk. So it's not hea ha te kōrero, it's hea ha te tangi. So tangi means cry or sound, so it literally means what is the sound of the cow. Okay, I have done this book with children who've never seen it before, and by the pigs page, which is about the 4th or 5th page, they've been joining in with that sentence structure. I've seen that happen. So the children really love this book and they'll really find it very easy to join in because there's only one new word on each page. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that together now. But before we start, one of the things that I really like doing with this book is to add some actions in. You could add anything. You could add puppets, you could add little plastic farm animals, you could do masks, whatever you like. There's so many ideas you could do with this. You could go to the farm and say hea ha te tangi a te ko when the real cow is there, and he'll probably move for you. So what you need to do is think of what you can do which will make it real for you. One of the things I like to do is do the actions for the animal. I don't know all of the sign language, but the actions that I'm going to show you now are pretty close, sometimes not exact, to the sign language for that animal. So that's one thing you can do. When you see me doing this, it's because I've only got one hand because I'm using the other for the book. So the cow horns are a bit like that. You might like to check that out yourself online and see what the actual action is. That tends to be what I do. And I get the children to join in with that action because it's a really good idea to do as much as possible when you're learning a language. So let's start. Bit of jigging is good. Now you can move. So I get the children to only make the sound when I'm going like this. Hea ha te tangi a te ngeru. You can do this or that. So stroke your arm or make some whiskers. Ride your horse. What does the horse say? So sometimes I'll go, what does the horse say? Make sure the children only make the sound of the animal at that one point. What does the pig say? Make a pig sound. Call your dog. sheep in sign language is tricky, so I just do sharing the sheep. Wow, a whole flock of sheep here today. That's what I say to the children. You can choose your own action for that. Tame hei hei, rooster, boy chicken. What does the rooster say? Now it gets a bit different. I wonder what the farmer will say. And then I usually say, do you think he'll say moo? He says, wake up everyone, it's breakfast time. And then at the end of this book, on the very first time, this will be hopefully a little bit amusing for them, then I often talk about, now I know why those animals were making all that noise they were. And I rub my tummy like this until they say the word hungry. And then you can either say hia kai or mate kai, or if you're not comfortable with that, which are 2 words for hungry, you can say, yes, they were hungry, that's why they were making all that noise. A silly old farmer slept in. So that's basically how I do Maranga Mai. And the most important thing of all is to get those children in the palm of your hand and only let them make the animal sounds if you go like this or have your own cue. Because otherwise, instead of learning anything about hea ha te tangi a te kau, they'll see this page and they'll be mooing all through the song, and you don't want that, it's pointless, okay? So that's how we do Maranga Mai.